Stop and look at your reflection for a second. Place two fingers along the side of your jaw and slide them down toward your collarbone. If you feel a soft, loose curtain instead of a clean, angled line, you're not imagining it. It's not because you gained weight. It's not because you need a more expensive cream. And it's not something you have to accept just because you're over 50. The lower third of your face, that area from your cheekbones down through your jawline and neck, is collapsing for one specific biological reason that almost nobody is explaining to you. Not your dermatologist, not the beauty industry, and definitely not the surgeons charging $15,000 to lift skin without ever addressing the actual cause. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what's really happening underneath that skin, why it accelerates after 50, and the three movements you can do at home for $0 with no equipment that begin reversing it within weeks. If you've ever taken a selfie under bad bathroom lighting and barely recognized yourself, this video is for you. Here's what most people do when they notice this. They walk into a bathroom, the overhead light casts a hard shadow under the chin, and they panic. They start buying serums, retinol, peptide creams, hyaluronic acid. Some go further. Botox, fillers, eventually a facelift consultation. And here's the uncomfortable truth. None of those things touch the actual mechanism of what's happening. Your face is not a flat sheet of skin sitting on a skull. It's four distinct layers stacked on top of each other. The skin you see is the top. Underneath is a layer of fat. Underneath that is something most people have never heard of called the platysma. Below the platysma sits the facial fascia, a sheet of connective tissue. And at the bottom is the bone itself, which is also changing shape as you age. When the lower face starts to sag, it's rarely the skin that failed first. It's one of the deeper layers, usually the platysma and the fascia, and the skin only looks loose because the scaffolding underneath has lost tension. You can't fix a collapsed scaffold by painting the wall. Let me show you exactly what the platysma is doing, because once you understand this one muscle, the entire picture changes. The platysma is a thin, sheet-like muscle that runs from your collarbone all the way up to your jawline. It's one of the only muscles in your body that attaches to skin instead of bone. That's unusual. And it means when the platysma loses tone, the skin of your neck and lower face has nothing holding it up. Gravity does the rest. But here's the part almost nobody mentions. The platysma is composed almost entirely of fast-twitch muscle fibers. These are the fibers responsible for explosive, rapid movements, gasping, flinching, sudden facial expressions. They're not built for slow, sustained holds. This is why most face yoga advice fails. People sit there holding their lips in a duck pose for 30 seconds. The platysma does not respond to that. It's designed to fire fast, then rest. Train it the wrong way, and you waste months getting nothing. Now layer in something else. Cortisol. Cortisol is your body's main stress hormone, and the receptors for cortisol are densely concentrated in the skin and connective tissue of your face, higher than almost anywhere else in the body. When cortisol stays elevated, from chronic stress, poor sleep, anxiety, or even just the slow hum of modern life after 50, it does three things to your face. First, it accelerates the breakdown of collagen, the protein that gives skin its firmness. Second, it redistributes fat in the face, often pushing it into the jowls and under the chin in a pattern that's been documented in medical literature as cortisol face. Third, it weakens the fascial network, the connective tissue scaffolding I mentioned earlier. Research in dermatology has shown that chronically elevated cortisol can significantly reduce skin collagen density over time. We're talking about a meaningful percentage of your structural protein lost, and no cream is replacing it. If you want to go deeper into the daily routine I recommend, for slowing facial aging from the inside, I cover the full protocol in my book, Age Reset Protocol. The link is in the description, first one down. It expands on what I'm about to show you with the daily habits that compound the results. But you don't need the book to start today. The three exercises I'm about to show you are enough on their own. One more thing before we get to the movements, because this is the piece that ties it all together. Modern diets are soft. Cooked vegetables, smoothies, tender meats, bread, pasta, yogurt. Almost nothing on your plate today requires the kind of jaw load our grandparents and great grandparents dealt with 3 meals a day. That sustained mechanical loading on the jaw is what kept the underlying bone dense and the muscle attachment strong. Take that load away for 40, 50, 60 years, and the bone resorbs. The muscle attachments weaken. The face structurally narrows from underneath. This is one of the most overlooked drivers of facial aging in the entire conversation. And it's why exercise works where creams don't. Creams sit on the surface. Mechanical load talks to the bone. Before I show you the movements, I want to tell you about Margaret. Margaret is 62. She's a retired teacher from Ohio. 2 years ago, she told me she stopped taking photos of herself entirely. She'd catch her reflection in store windows and not recognize the woman looking back. Her jawline, which had been one of her favorite features in her 40s, had completely softened. She'd been to 2 dermatologists. She'd spent over $400 on creams. She was scheduled for a consultation about a lower facelift. I asked her to try a 10-week protocol before the surgery, 3 exercises, 5 minutes per day, plus 1 cortisol intervention in the morning. By week 3, she felt the muscle for the first time. By week 6, her husband noticed. By week 10, she canceled the surgery. That's the reality of what happens when you train the right tissue the right way. Now let me show you exactly what she did. Exercise 1. The Platysma snap. Tilt your head back gently. Not all the way, just enough to feel the front of your neck stretch. Press your lower lip up against your top lip hard and snap that contraction. You should feel the cords of your neck pop forward with each rep. That's the platysma firing. Because it's fast twitch, you don't hold this, you snap. Rest, snap, rest. 12 to 15 rapid contractions. Pause for 30 seconds. 3 sets total, 3 to 4 times per week. This is going to feel ridiculous. It's supposed to. Your platysma is being used correctly for the first time in years. Exercise 2. The jaw resistance press. Place your thumb under your chin. Apply firm upward pressure. Now open your mouth slowly against that resistance. Your thumb is pushing up. Your jaw is pushing down. Hold the open position for 2 seconds, then close. This works the muscles that anchor your jawline. The same muscles our ancestors built up eating tough meat and fibrous root vegetables before food became soft enough to dissolve in the mouth. 10 reps, 3 sets, 30-second rest between sets, 3 times per week. Exercise 3, the forward jaw protrusion. Without tilting your head, push your lower jaw forward as far as you comfortably can. You should feel tension along the underside of your jaw and into your neck. Hold for 2 seconds. Return to neutral. This activates the muscles responsible for jaw projection, the ones that give a face its angular, defined silhouette. As we age and bone resorbs from the lower jaw, this muscle group becomes critical for maintaining shape. 10 reps, 3 sets, 3 times per week. If you do all 3 of these consistently, here's what to expect. Weeks 1 and 2. You'll feel sore in places you've never felt sore before. That soreness is the muscle fibers waking up. You may not see anything in the mirror yet. Weeks 3 and 4. The fascia begins to remodel. The connective tissue under your skin tightens its tension lines. You start to notice you can actually feel the muscle when you flex it. Weeks 6 to 8. Visible change. Your jawline begins to redefine. The shadow under your chin shrinks. Photos start looking different. Weeks 10 to 12. Bone adaptation. Mechanical loading from the jaw exercises signals the bone to slow its resorption. This is the longest-term change, and it's the foundation that holds the new structure in place. This is not a 30-day fix, it's a structural rebuild. But it's real. And it's durable. The results compound for as long as you keep doing the work. Most of the people watching this have been told their entire lives that aging is a one-way road, that what's gone is gone, that at a certain point, the only option left is a scalpel. That's not true. Your face is a living tissue system that responds to mechanical and biochemical signals exactly the same way the rest of your body does. Train the right muscles, lower the cortisol, load the bone, the structure rebuilds. Try these 3 exercises this week. Set a reminder on your phone if you have to, and come back in 2 weeks and tell me what you noticed. Comment your age below. I read every single one. And if this video helped you, send it to one person in your life who's over 50 and has been quiet about how they feel about their face. They need to hear this too. The full age reset protocol, the daily routine I recommend to slow facial aging from the inside, is in my book. Link is the first one in the description and pinned in the top comment. I'll see you in the next video.